Welcome to Coach Hayes Football Live. He can talk about anything from high school to the pros. This guy knows the game, so you better not be half-stepping.
I can guarantee you most of the audience is going to agree with me before they agree with you.
Strap in, because Coach Hayes is about to
Crack your cranium and fertilize your brain. Go ahead and right here, right now.
subscribe now and check out CoachHayesFootball.com.
Well, what's up, everybody, man? We back in the building, man. CoachHayesFootball.com. This is Primetime Talk. Let's get it in. Let's talk about it, man. The Combine is now over. Colorado had 4 people go into the NFL Combine. As we already know, Travis Hunter, Shedeur Sanders, LaJohntay Wester, and Jimmy Horn Jr. Shout out to Jimmy Horn Jr. being right here from Florida, out of Sanford, right? Out of Sanford, man. Shout out to him. I remember him as a high school player. Did a great job. Let me know everything looks good, sounds good before I start talking. I'm all in the cyberspace and get it going. Also, the phone line is open right now. We can jump straight into it. I'm going to do a little quick monologue, talk a little bit, and we'll get it rocking and rolling. So let me know everything looks good, sounds good in the chat, and we'll get this thing rocking, man. Let me see here for a second. All right. Yep. So we should be good to go. Okay. All right. LaJohntay Wester. Appreciate you, Coach T. Thank you, man. LaJohntay Wester was one of the young men who performed, knowing that Shedeur Sanders did not participate in the athletic portion of the Combine, nor did Travis Hunter participate in the athletic portion of the Combine. So I think they met with some teams. They did all the measurables. And speaking of that, before I get to LaJohntay Wester, we were just on Hayes Street. We were talking about Shedeur. I looked up his measurables. I'm sorry, we looked at Travis Hunter, looked at his measurable. They have him listed at 6 feet. And that was on the NFL.com website. This wasn't like, Bleacher Report, not saying anything about it. This was the NFL.com. So I think you can't get any more reliable than that. And they had him measured out at, what was that? Anyway, they had him measured out at 6 feet. And I was shocked. I thought he was at least 6'2", a tall 6'1", 6'1 3/4, something like that. I did not realize that he was 6 feet tall. I thought I've actually seen him when I went out to Colorado for the game, walked right past me, looked tall. Of course, you got on shoes and stuff, but did not expect that. But anyhow, let's jump into this, talking about the 2 performers at the Combine was LaJohntay Wester. Now, I will say that when LaJohntay Wester was picked up by Colorado from FAU, I thought it was a great pickup, especially after I looked at some of his FIU film and his footage. FAU, his film and footage. I thought he could definitely contribute to Colorado, and that's exactly what he did. I thought he did a good job. He's not a big guy. They have him listed at 5'10", 163 pounds. But that's okay, especially in today's football. Everybody is not Julio Jones, Calvin Johnson, Megatron, DK Metcalf, Andre Johnson, so forth and so on. But he definitely contributed, made big plays for the Colorado Buffaloes, and that was huge. But he ran a 4.46, He ran a 4.46 in the Combine, a 1.53 split on the 10-yard split, and a 32-inch vertical is what he did, and his broad jump was a 10.1. So 4.46, and I'm going to say this, that is nothing to sneeze at. That is very, 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 very good speed. Now, is it 4.29? Is it 4.31? No. But 4.46 is good speed. Very good speed. And that's okay. And that's all right. I don't know if he's going to get drafted. If he does, I think it'll definitely be in some of the lower rounds, 5, maybe 6, somewhere around there. And that's okay too. Hey, I don't have to be the captain of the boat as long as I'm on the yacht. You know what I'm saying? I don't have to be the captain of the ship in that sense. Would it help you to run a 4.3? Of course it will, by all stretch of the imagination. I've never seen anybody say, oh, he ran a 4.3 and it's not good. Come on, man. 4.46 is nothing to play with. cane juice biting, y'all. It is what it is. But anyway, I thought he performed well. I looked at his events and so forth. I thought he performed just like he did on the football field. And we've already had shows talking about what the combine is for. I always say this: the combine is created, in my opinion, to either devalue players, keep you the same, or add value, right? And especially with a lot of players opting out of certain events, could help you, could hurt you, right? Y'all know I'm a Miami fan and whatever, and I'll talk about Xavier Restrepo running his 40 time. When he decided to opt out of his 40 time, thought it was smart. I didn't think he run well in the 40, but God, no, he's a football player. I think LaJohntay Wester is a football player, right? All these numbers, yeah, they mean something, but at the end of the day, you got to play ball. There's cats out here that ran a 4.3 and got cut. So it's not the end all be all. All right. It's not the end all be all. I'm trying to see what his overall ranking. They said here on the score breakdown, his production score in the 2025 Combine wide receiver ranking was 30th with a 66. Athleticism score ranked 38th, which was a 68. So his total score overall was 43rd, ranked 63. Not bad. Now, let's go to Jimmy Horn. And again, you can start calling now if you like, 862-799-9956. If you like to go ahead and jump in and start the phone lines and just, like I said, we just talk about it, chop it up. Now, Jimmy Horn, who was, I believe, was the considered the fastest person on the football team for Colorado, I think a lot of people were surprised at his 40 time. He ran a 4.46 as well. Again, nothing to sneeze at by no stretch of the imagination. But again, and I said I was going to stop it, but I some reason I can't stop. These dang on Colt members, he going to run a 4.29. He going to have the fastest time. Guys, when y'all do that, you create so much unwanted pressure that it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. And nobody's talking about he ran a 4.46. Like, that's all right. L&V, what's up, baby? That's okay. That's still fast. I mean, is it 4.3? No. But, bro, it's all right. Okay? He went through the gauntlet and dropped a pass, and that's kind of been some of the things with Jimmy Horn, about him dropping some balls. And I hate to see that happen to him. You're throwing balls on air. There's no fear of being hit. I'm not saying he's scary, but I'm just saying the ball was a good ball, hit him square in the hands. Wasn't like it was, off target. He had to reach for it to make a spectacular catch. Just kind of lost a little bit of concentration. Shout out to D Hall in the building. Appreciate it. Says, I hear you. You're just fine, coach. Thank you, D Hall. Thank you. And I guess he slipped down at the end when he tried to turn it up on the sideline and so forth. Here's what I'm going to say. I don't think, remember I said there's three things about the combine. Devalue you, adds value, or you stay the same. I think Jimmy Horn's performance kept him the same, maybe a little bit of devalue, just a little bit. But I think primarily it kept him the same. I think his performance in the combine kept him exactly where these scouts and GMs thought he was going to be. Hold up, Google, man. I see you on here, baby. Let me do this right quick. I forgot to set this. Hold on, I gotta mute him out right quick. I'm sorry. Hold on.
All participants are muted.
Shout out to Google man in the building. He got coach out here already ready. So I think it kept him the same, maybe a little bit, and so forth. Well, his production score overall was ranked 48th. His athleticism score, 37th. And his total score was ranked 48th. Again, in his 40, ran a 4.46, 1.54 split, 38-inch vertical, right? And a 10.8 in the broad jump. And in the shuttle, he ran a 4.41. So he shows to have a little bit more explosion than Wester, a little bit more explosion, because the vertical jump and the broad jump shows your explosiveness, right? That's what those events are for. They show how fast you can explode off the ball. How fast can you create a burst, right, from 0 to 60? How fast does it take you to get there from that initial start and stop? And I think he has a lot more of that. I think Wester is very quick and so forth. So I say all that to say this. Glad they had an opportunity to make it to the combine. I think their performance in the Shriners Bowl, I believe they were in, really helped them to get there, because I don't think they were first-time invitees, if that's the right way to say it, to that combine. But again, their performance helped them get there. And I think it'd be great to have opportunity to redo a lot of these things when it comes to Pro Day in Boulder at Colorado. You'll also see Shedeur Sanders throw. I don't know. I don't think Travis Hunter going to do anything at Pro Day. He's going to be there, but I don't think he's going to do anything. But I think you get Shedeur will have opportunity to throw the ball, and he'll be throwing it to these guys, which would be great. And they're accustomed to each other's speed, the velocity of the ball, the kind of ball that's thrown, all of that kind of stuff. So I think it's great. The digital K844, I guess. I think Will Shepard should have gotten an invite over Jimmy Horn. That's interesting. I'm gonna think when you talk about people getting snubbed, I thought Cameron Silman Craig should have definitely gotten an invite. I think Cameron Silman Craig should have got an invite. I think he was the most dynamic guy on that team outside of what was the linebacker's name? Hill Green, who I believe just transferred to Alabama. Not just transferred, but he's transferred to Alabama. But Silman Craig, for that defense, was all over the field, playing people in coverage and zone, playing them in man, blitzing off the edge, playing deep, playing shallow, playing mid-range. He was the Mr. Everything, as they say, the Swiss Army knife for the defense. So I really wish he would have had opportunity, but I hope he balls out when it comes to the Pro Day in that sense. So that's kind of where I am with this. In this sense, we're going to do about an hour tonight. I got some WRE videos to make. And I just made one for y'all Colorado fans. Y'all got a young man that I don't know if his official visit is set to Colorado, but he's in the top 6. He has 5 official visits that have been set already. I think it's Alabama, Florida, Georgia, Auburn, and Clemson, if I'm not mistaken. And Colorado is 6. So he has 5. The 5 official visit dates are set for those schools. But Colorado's on the list. They have not set a date last time I checked, which was yesterday. So he may have set a date today. I don't know. But what I will say, this dude named Cedarian Morgan. Don't go look him up yet. Wait till the video come out. 6'4", 210 pounds. Big boy. Can play, catch the football. He can make it spin for you, Coach. If Coach Prime go grab him, and whether he's going to go out there and play as a true freshman with Katie and Salter or Juju Lewis, whoever that's going to be, I don't know. 26 kid. That'd be an excellent pickup for the Colorado Buffaloes. I think it'll be a great addition to the wide receiver room. That's a big body, and this kid can play. 6'4", 210. He can play. But I got my man Google Man on the line. Like I said, you're more than welcome to call in 862-799-9956. And yeah, people still do right with pencils. Coach love a pencil. All right? Don't be laughing at my pencil. Marie S., before I get him on there, said, hey, Coach Hayes, how you doing? Marie, ain't talked to you in a long time. I appreciate you stopping by. Jay Freeman, Coach, why didn't you call? I don't know why. Maybe he tweaked something. Maybe his times wasn't up to par. I don't know. But most times when guys don't run events, in my opinion, it's because either one, they're hurt or injured, or 2, they don't feel confident in what they're going to do in that event, and they don't want it to devalue them. So that instead of them going there with a score that they may not like, they will have the opportunity in the pro days to kind of maybe clean up something if that's the case. All right, here we go. We got Google Man on the line, man. Google Man. How you doing, brother?
I'm good, man.
That's good, man. I ain't talked to you in a minute, man. Coach been a little busy, but I'm back at it, man. We rocking and rolling. What's on your mind, bro?
I see. I just want to talk about the 40 time and how people can use that as food goals, I want to say. The thing about it is the way you break it down. You do a great ass job on breaking it down for the people already. But like, for example, the dude, one dude back in '95, dude named Mike Muller. He played defensive tackle at Boston College.
Okay.
That fool ran. Was they?
No, I said okay. I was agreeing with you. I was agreeing with you. I said okay.
Yeah. Yeah. So he ran a 4.58 at the combine. He got drafted 7th overall in the first round by the Eagles. Now,
D tackle. Hold on, wait, Google man. A D tackle?
No, a defensive end.
A defensive end. Okay, all right.
But you know, at the time, they were like, at that time, they kind of blew everybody away. It was like 95. Dude about 6'2", 6'3", 250.
Okay.
I think what he did, another thing was this. I think I read something about him on. I think he's the first dude or one of the first dudes that went and got a track coach and he trained him for like 3 months before the combine. Mm-hmm. And so he ran a 4.58 and got drafted 7th overall. Now, if he'd ran like a normal time, he probably got drafted like 3rd round. So what I'm trying to say is now 40 time can help people, but I do understand why people don't run it.
Sure. Because what you just said, because in their mind they probably think, well, they probably gonna run a 4.5 or 4.6, and that's why I see with tailback. No, that ain't great. But of course, now like yesterday when Flaw was talking about us, of course, like me, I went in my 40 time is a forever. It's gonna take me forever to run a 40 time. Mm-hmm. But you know, but college, college players, they run all day long. But yeah, so now the thing about the wide receivers you talking about, I think all the wide receivers, both of the wide receivers gonna be okay on the next level because both of the wide receivers you talking about, they got suddenness to their game. Suddenness, yeah, they do. They do. And real quick, I want to say this real quick before you go on, Google man. Yeah. When you get official stuff, right? Like official 40 times and like real official measurements, right? Not a little fluff. Yeah. I didn't realize that Jimmy Horn was only 5'8", bro.
Yep.
And we were talking about it yesterday on Hayes Street when they were showing his combine stuff. The thing that's misleading about him, because I think he has long legs, but he's a shorter guy. I think he has a short torso, but he has long legs for a guy his size. He's 174 pounds. They got it listed. See, and here's what people have to understand this too. He has his hand is 8 feet. 8 3/4 inches wide from pinky to thumb. That's how they measure it. They measure it this way, right? So he's only got 8 3/4 width in his hand. And when you look at guys with smaller hands, and I remember seeing this thing they were talking about, was it Tiki Barber, the running back that fumble? He used to fumble all the time because he has small hands. And those are the measurements that people look at. And I forgot what show I was looking at. Maybe it was a reel or a short, but they were saying when people looked at Tiki Barber, they didn't really do their due diligence, or they didn't understand the importance of hand size, right? Yeah. When it comes to fumbling. Yeah. So then they had to go in and change his running style with the way in which he carried the ball, you know? Yeah. And if whoever was over that time was over his evaluation, would have probably realized that and dinged him for it. He probably would have dropped, you know, from where, I don't know where he was drafted. I don't remember. But I mean, those type of things, man. And that's why these things are important. But go ahead, finish your point, brother. Mm-hmm.
Nah, boy, that really don't think like that. Well, the thing about it is, when that far as hand goes, coach, I swear to God, I think I have some of the most smallest hands in the world. But I used to play tailback. I never fumbled. I ain't gonna fumble the ball, coach. I'm gonna hold it on a peel, coach.
You ain't
gonna fumble that ball, coach. And another thing, when I play basketball, now I swear to God, I think back then I was pumping the ball. I don't know how, Another thing about small hands, this though, I wish I did have big hands.
Okay.
Because sometimes I want to slap. Hey, when we have big hands and you slap a face. Yeah, bro. And I got some homies. I got some homeboys. They got some big ass hands. They hit real heavy. And I done seen him boy next. I was like, God, man, what this gotta hurt, man. So at the end of the day, what I'm saying is this: I always wish I had big hands, but my little hands didn't do. Hey man, I still sign. I didn't foam the ball. I can palm the ball in basketball, and my hands work good with the women. So you know what I'm talking about?
They were good with the women.
Yeah, coach.
Ain't nothing wrong with that. Making sure they ain't concealed nothing. I got you. You had to make sure you patted them down properly to make sure they weren't concealing no weapons. I got you. I understand that, Google, man.
Yeah.
I totally get it, man. Ain't nothing wrong with that. But, you know, but kind of to your point, like, here's what okay, let me ask you a question. I don't really want to steer Tusha door, but there was a good point that was brought up. And I want to play some of this clip. Hope. I think I was watching Matt McChesnick's show, and him. I think the guy's name is Bailey. I think he does like producing, and they had a quarterback evaluator on there. He brought us some excellent points. What do you feel about him not throwing at the combine? What's your thoughts, maybe from a fan perspective?
I feel like on that situation, I really for me as a fan, I really want to see him go up and do it, but I do understand why. Well, at the end of that, I'm gonna say this. I think I do. I think I know why he didn't get. I think I know why he didn't go up there and do it. Now, because like man, first of all, now think about it. Now I've been saying this for the longest. Like I have seen some of his flaws, but everybody got flaws in their game. And so, but thing is, like the combine come around and draft come around, this one all these experts, so-called experts, that's when they bring up all these dude flaws. But I think the way he plays on film, I'm thinking this kid thinking like, hey man, y'all got to see him. And so he's tough. He's built for tough. So he took all the hits. He averaged over 300 yards a game. Threw for like down to 40 touchdowns. Had probably like what 8, 9, 10 interceptions. And he also brought the team from, I don't care what you say. They had one win, but them losses, bro. But now, think about them losses. So now I don't think we never pointed this out. Before Deion Sanders got there, every loss they had was about over 20 points. Bro, they get hauled out, coach. And so he brought that program all the way back to 8-4 in 2 seasons. And
9-3, 9-4. Don't cheat them. 9-4. They won 9 games.
Okay, won 9 games. My bad, 9 games.
They gonna win 12 this year.
Yeah, you right, coach. Because they're gonna grip me. They're gonna grip me.
They're gonna win 12 this year, dog.
Yeah, man. But think about it is though. Now I think now for him for his perfect landing spot would be, I'll probably say Vegas.
Okay.
But the thing about it is all them old lines is like average at best. And in the NFL, bro, them hits he took in college, he took some hits with. Bro, like I can just see like I can see not Michael Parsons, but I can definitely see Myles Garrett coming off the edge and just on the blind side hit, like without him seeing him and just, oh my Lord. Think about it this though. I do think most of them players, knowing who this kid is, they're gonna hit him. They're gonna hit him hard. But I don't think they're gonna hit him as hard as they would if his name was, somebody else. Okay. Because like yeah, but I think the Raiders, because that tight end they got. Remember I told you, like 2 years ago, or thing about it was everybody knew about him. But I said, Bowers. Bowers was a G. I said Bowers to go. I said Bowers to go top 5.
Okay.
I don't care what you need. And I don't know where he went in the draft with the Raiders, but I know we went first round. But the past season, Bowers as a rookie, he had to have 90 kicks. I don't know how many touchdowns he had. I don't care about touchdown in the order. 90 catches as a rookie. Come on, man. Come on, man.
No, I get it, bro. I get it. I'll say this, man, because I want to play this clip on here. But Google, man, you still getting whooped on Madden?
No, Coach. I stopped playing the game for a minute, so but Coach, you know, man, I don't think I ought to do, bro. Now I don't know, remember, but Michael Jordan said this after he retired.
Okay.
So when Michael Jordan first came back to play basketball, what did he say? Do you remember what he said? A
shooter keeps shooting? I don't know.
Oh, do what he said. Michael Jordan said, man, it's like riding a bike. So it's like riding a bike, Coach. So that means I get off the bike for 3-4 years. When I get back on the bike, like it's gonna be like second nature. I want to do my thing.
I got you. Well, there it is. Well, let me get into this video, Google, man. I appreciate you. Anybody else want to call 862-799-9956? You're more than welcome. I want to play this video. I hope these guys don't ding me on the copyright, but if they do, I apologize. I didn't get permission before, but I thought they had a very interesting conversation on here with O'Sullivan, who played in the league. But let me go ahead and knock this piece out, though, Google, man. I appreciate you, man. I'm glad to hear your voice. Glad you're doing well, man.
All right, Coach.
Yes, sir. Back at it. I love it, man. That's Google, man, in the building, y'all. Straight up. All right. I'm going to play this clip because I actually heard this morning. I think it was this morning on the way to work. Maybe it was coming home. And the guy named is John O'Sullivan, played in the league, played for quite a few teams, but he had a 10-year career. This is what people don't understand. A 10-year career in the NFL, but he played for the Saints, the Packers, the Bears, the Vikings, the Patriots, the Panthers, the Lions, the 49ers, the Bengals, the Chargers, the Raiders, and the Saskatchewan Roughriders. He's been around. He started a YouTube channel where he breaks down quarterbacks, they say. I'm trying to see where it is. Right here. It's called a QB School, where he analyzes quarterbacks, and he was the head coach of a high school for like 2 years. But I will say this. At the end of the day, Shedeur can do whatever he chooses. He and Coach Prime, they come up with their plan, fine. But I did think this guy gave a very interesting take on throwing the ball. He's kind of explaining, just looking at the film, looking at the offense. Was it really tailored for him, and so forth. And again, Coach McChesney, hope y'all don't bang me, man, for the copyright. All love, appreciate it. But if you do, I understand as well, man. Much love to you guys. Let me add this up here. And this will be very interesting. I want y'all to hear what he has to say, because I think this is him in the middle, O'Sullivan. Let me see if I got it queued up right.
The run game is, and even so, let's just pretend that they were good at running the ball. There's no volume of runs. They don't do any different types of runs. And so it becomes very difficult to see anything that you say, hey, that looks like a Sunday concept, meaning a timing throw down the field, a play action pass, anything that looks like a drive throw outside the numbers. It's just not there because that doesn't look like what they do. And so then that starts to make me nervous, because many people make a lot of mistakes with the draft, but I remember Justin Herbert, and I had similar questions about, like, damn, this offense is tough. Like, it's so many screens, and like sometimes he'll make a play, but sometimes he'll hold on to the ball forever and it'll be a disaster. And so I see a little bit of that. I don't see Justin Herbert's arm or necessarily his ability, to run, but there is some carryover where the offense starts bleeding into how I think and project what Sanders can do. But at the end of the day, if you look at him, I think he looks like a pro polished quarterback. I mean, there aren't a lot of guys in college football that get to the check down as often as he does. I mean, that it's a learned pro trait. And so you can see those things.
Who's coming in the driveway?
But I think you have to acknowledge the fact you turn on the film and there are some concerns or things you don't see, and you have to figure out why. And I'm never going to figure out why, because I'm only watching the film. Those guys are talking
Well,
to him, meeting with him.
let me ask this question, baby, before we get into yours. Okay. I agree that I don't think there's a lot of transferable formations and situations with the offense that he runs in Boulder and the offense he's going to run in the NFL, especially if he goes to either the Raiders or the Jets, where they're, one of them has one of the best tight ends in football. The other one is a run first football team. I personally think that can be taught. I'll never played the position of quarterback, but do you think Shador can chameleon under center, turn his back to the defense, hardcore play action, set up in the pocket,
Sure,
deliver the ball on time? Do you think he can learn those traits at a high level, or do you think he's just stuck in, like Tim Couch, throw the ball over the fucking yard land, and when he gets to the NFL, he panics?
no, I don't think there's any reason to think he can't do that. And so that's the part that I think is interesting with when I talk about his mechanics and his base, because that part of it to me looks very polished and practiced at a high level. He's very repeatable. But then you turn on the film and sometimes his
he's
like,
going to say something important
break
here.
it down where he's in the pocket and they are throwing the ball. So the same type of thing he'll do in the league. Sometimes his pocket movement looks super polished. He's up, he's over, he resets his base, he keeps his base, he's always ready to throw. But the majority of the time, he's retreating and pedaling backwards and he's drifting a little bit. And so those types of things to me are very coachable. I don't know if he's being coached that in the room. I don't know if he has just a freedom to go fucking recess out there. It's probably all of the above, if I'm being totally honest. But when you get to the league, it's, hey, bro, you have to be at 9.5 yards at this time and you have 2 hitches to get it out. And I don't think there's any reason to think he can't do that. It's just one of those things, again, when you watch the film, it's not there. So you have to project and say, hey, that looks like it's something that he can do. Where are we willing to take that risk if we don't see it consistently on the film?
So here's what I'm going to say before I play some more of that. Here's what I'm going to say. I thought he brought up a great point. There are things in football that you don't see. This is even recruiting high school players to college. The same principles apply from going from college to the pros. I'm looking for a quarterback in high school that does X, Y, and Z. I don't see it on the film, but damn, he's a winner. He's a player. That's why they want to get you on campus. That's, in essence, their version of the combine. Because I want to make you look how I want you to look, meaning I want to see you drop back. Are you drifting back because of the offensive line? Are you drifting because you're coached that way or you're taught that way? Or like he said, all of the above. Like he said, in the NFL, it's a big regimen. Like, you got to be at 9.5. Everything is about timing because these athletes are so good. They're so fast. The windows open and close. Like in high school, the window does this. In college, it does this. NFL is a lot faster. So it's almost like choreographing something. Like if you watch Michael Jackson when the choreographer does stuff, it's got to be pinpoint accurate because one little thing off, it's a pick six or whatever the case may be. And that's what I think JT Sullivan is talking about. There are some things that Shador has a great game. And I know a lot of people say, just throw the film on. You can see, yes. But there's also things, and this is every player. This is not a Shador thing. So y'all chill out. But there's also some things that he doesn't do. It's not a bad thing. He just doesn't do it. And these guys want to see that. This is a huge investment, bro. And again, this is not a Shador talk. This is just a business talk. When you invest in something, guaranteed millions, you better know everything about it. How many times has somebody come to you and say, hey man, can you give me some money? I want to open up this restaurant. And you just be like, oh, because he could cook at the house, he gonna be good. No, what's the business plan? How do you plan on doing this, and that? Just because you can cook doesn't mean you're gonna be a great businessman running a restaurant. It's more than just making some excellent food. Most businesses fail not because of the product, but because of the process. Damn it, I'm going to put that on the shirt. Most businesses fail not because of the product, but because of the process. I just went to a restaurant here in Orlando. I mean, the food is excellent. Process is bad. Hour and 15-minute wait. And this ain't no sit-down restaurant. They give you your food, ain't got no napkins in the bag. Stuff like that. That's what's important. And I understand people are like, oh, well, he didn't throw the ball. But there is a reason. Now, will he do this at Pro Day? Sure, I get that also. But there are a lot of things they evaluate in this process. And you got all right not to participate, and that's okay too. I just thought he had a very interesting take. I want to hear the rest of what he has to say. Because this is a pretty good interview. It's really a good interview if y'all want to watch. It's about 15 minutes long. But again, shout out to Coach McChesnick. What is it, 0 to 60 on the podcast.
Bailey?
Absolutely. Well, you mentioned kind of your concerns for Shedeur's game. Can you kind of point out some of the positives of his game and the things you like in his game and things that you think could translate from college to the NFL briefly before we discuss his draft stock?
Yeah, I mean, I think he's extremely accurate, borderline precise in the line of scrimmage, kind of quick throws. I think of a guy who's similar as like a Bo Nix type of like, he's throwing handoffs at the line of scrimmage, which is a part of the game nowadays. It's so horizontal. The RPO world, they made him do a lot of RPOs. I think he shows some ability, and this is another kind of tweener world for me, is he can kind of run it. I don't think he's a dual guy by any means, but they do ask him to run it in the red zone. Now, I don't know, I don't think of him as like a Josh Allen type, I'm going to run it, but he can kind of create, he can kind of move forward. He can get a first down with his legs, which will help him. I think he comes across as extremely tough. He stands in there and takes a beating, man. He's getting hit constantly. It's a tidal wave of issues. And so you have to at least acknowledge the toughness. And it's not going to get easier in the league. I mean, you're going to get hit just as much, those types of things. And then I think the thing that would probably get me the most excited to see how he plays is you can tell he plays the position quickly. He really does get through reads. Now, he's really only reading about 5 pass plays because that's all they call, but that's not his fault.
I want y'all to hear that. They got about 5 different pass plays, 10 if you go left and right. That's important.
He's not calling the plays. I don't think he's calling the plays. But like, I'll put it this way. If my dad was the head coach, I would want more pass plays, but I would also want to play with the tight end. And I would also want to play action. So like,
sure.
It's one of those things where like, if all you have is air raid, Y cross, well, then I'm going to get pretty good at throwing the check down. And he's outstanding at doing that. But, to do that every play in the league is going to be something that you want to see, immediately.
All right, 2-part question. Number 1.
I'm cool with it. I don't want to see anymore. I appreciate it. Thanks, coaches. Coach McChesnick. I'm cool with that. But I thought that was very interesting. Like I said, 862-799-9956. Come on, man. Y'all call on in. Stop acting like that, man. God damn. But I thought that was a very interesting interview, and it's a good interview. Y'all go check it out on YouTube. 0 to 60 is the channel, I believe, with Matt McChesnick. Y'all have seen him before. I think he was up for the O-line coach position. And but I thought JT O'Sullivan, the I'm just calling him quarterback analyst, what he was talking about was very important. I think that Clint put him on the grill, coach. Hey, whenever they're ready, the kitchen open. Anyway, I'll just say there are a lot of things that you look at. It's hard to evaluate guys when they're running for their life. Like you said, the run game. And I'm going to explain something that he talked about. He talked about open offenses. All right, Sharetha Hayes. Is this my cousin? Is this my cousin in the building? I never seen Sharetha Hayes on this channel before. I may be wrong. I apologize if this is not your first time. But how you doing? Let me know if you're my cousin or not, man. We out of Miami. I don't know where you're from. Where you from, Sharetha? But anyway, glad you stopped by. But what I will say is when you want to evaluate guys and you want to put a bunch of money and resources behind these guys, you got to make sure you're picking the right things. And I told y'all the NFL is really fickle. It's not about the talent more than it is the fit. What do we need? Those kind of things. And also, I'll say this about Shedeur, and I'll kind of wrap it up on him. A lot of people are like, he's not in the top 5. He's gonna be number 6 or 7. Gives a damn. I have to be honest. Now I know Coach Prime was out here saying, they're gonna be the top 3, 1 and 2. You know, it's part of being a salesman. I get it. But we're talking about being a 6th, 7th player overall. Hell, I don't care if you're 15th. Bro, so what? So what? So what? And I think we take for granted what it means to go to the NFL. Ain't a lot of people pick to go to the league, bro. You understand? So that's just where I am in regards to Shedeur and all of that stuff. When they had a pro day, I don't know. I have no clue. But I think it's just interesting to see that. You know, I'm not going to be petty. I am petty Pendergrass. But I'm not going to be petty. But I am interested to, I can't wait for the draft. I'm interested to see how many players do get drafted from Colorado. I tried to keep my sandwich clean. If you know, you know. If you know what that means. Neckbone, I see you on him. Give me 1 second. See you on the line. Nope, I'm not going to do it. I was about to be petty and just, but I'm not going to do it. Let Neckbone take it away. Y'all clap it up for my man Neckbone in the building. Y'all, 2 claps. That's it. That's all I'm giving you, Neckbone. You know why? I got a bone to pick with you, Neckbone.
Man, drop it on me, man. Drop it on me.
You ready?
No diddy.
Now you ready? Are you ready, Neckbone?
Born ready.
You hit me up and say, hey, coach, I got my channel going. I'm about to do a show.
Oh, man.
I said, okay, coach, I go check. Let me check what Neckbone talking about. He got a show started. I support those who support me. Let's get it. I go on there. I'm finna put you out here. Because if I didn't, that mean I don't love you. And everybody always say, man, people got to get people from around them that's just yes men. So, coach, finna put a public intervention on you right now.
Oh, Lord.
Neckbone got a channel. And he pushed it back an hour. Pushed it back another hour. Pushed it back another hour.
Oh, Lord.
Pushed it back another hour. Did you ever do the show?
Yeah, I done the show, man. I did the show. I did it. I think I did it around like 12:30 is 1 o'clock.
1 o'clock in the morning. I ain't mad at you.
Mm-hmm.
But what time were you supposed to start, Neckbone? 9?
Well, I was trying to get the guys to come up on the panel, man. That's my only thing with this discussion talk. I don't like to be up there by myself.
It ain't easy.
If I could come up there with the guys I started with, I feel like that's pretty much a fair trade. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I'm all about the people. I'm a people's person. I know I critique a lot, but man, I just try to be about the people when I'm talking sports, and I've been talking with the same people. So,
well, Neckbone, I'm gonna tell you like this: don't let no monkey stop your show. It's your channel, and Coach got to get up here too. I open up the phone lines, and people don't call in, but people like yourself and Google Man call in, keep Coach from drowning. But guess what, baby? You got to be like a duck, smooth on top, and let the feet be working like hell at the bottom. Get on there and get it talking. Because if you build it, they'll come. That's what I'm talking about, Neckbone. I was interested, but I ended up falling asleep, man. So I'm gonna check you out for real, because you always support this channel, even though you left the Miami Hurricane. So when I see you, we got to whoop you. I told you we'll let you in, but we got to whoop you out. But
yeah, but I know what I signed up for, man. Y'all got to do what y'all got to do.
Yeah, we're gonna leave you black and blue. You understand?
Don't do it like that, man. Don't do it like
Hey,
that.
we got to shoe polish
no,
a little
Coach
bit.
Ed,
But talk to me, man. What's on
calling
your
in,
mind,
man,
bro?
to talk about the content, man. Talk about Shador and talk about this draft, man.
So really, I was talking about. I mean, Shador was a part of it because he was part of the combine, but we know that Jimmy Horn and LaJohntay Wester actually performed athletically in the combine. What did you think of Jimmy Horn's 40 time? Do you think were you expecting a better time, or do you think he was right on point?
I think he was right on point, man. And I say this to say this. We have to realize that laser is different than that stopwatch, man.
Come
like
on
when
now.
you get in there, I mean, I played college ball before, and when I was playing linebacker, I remember I would clock out at a 4.6, a 4.6 on the stopwatch, man. But that laser put me back at a 4.7. So it's just different, man. When you got all the pressure on you and everybody watching, all the recruits watching, you got to perform. Sometimes, it ain't the same as laser time. I don't know if he been doing laser time, but the bright lights, it'll change, man. And I honestly think all them receivers was running 4.4. So Jimmy right in there in the hunt, man. I mean, what more do you want from the kid? I mean, damn, he went out there and played big.
And
he went out there and scored. He dropped a couple balls, but what receivers we know that ain't dropping balls in the football game? You know what I'm saying? It's just it's a different thing, Coach Prime got them bright lights up there, man. So it's just it's tough, man. But all in all, I think he did good enough to get if a team, they say teams was watching him, man, go ahead and draft him. We promoting. I'm not gonna promote a kid not to get drafted.
Mm-hmm.
If you got guys coming to the practices saying they're gonna draft them, if they get a late pick, man, draft the kid, man. He got speed. We see he ain't no different. I ain't gonna say he compared to Xavier Worthy, but these it's not a big separation with these kids. But when you got speed like that, man, you never know what you can do with that dude in the slide. Go ahead and draft him. See what happens.
Well, here's what I'll say.
NFL born anyway.
No, but yeah, and here's what I'll say. I had to be as honest as I could be about this, Nate Bohm. You have to find a way, and here's where the hard part is. Everything is all relative. You have to find a way to separate yourself, right? How do you separate yourself? And I know what you said about drop balls. Well, that was a concern for a lot of people, right? Even during the season when they play, he dropped balls and blah, 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 blah. But when I look at his 40 time, I'm not knocking his 40 time. But when I look at his 40 time, you got Jimmy Horn 4.46, Caden Prather 4.46, LaJohntay Wester 4.46. 3 guys ran a 4.46. Okay, and the time is not everything. I understand that. What I'm saying is, how do you separate yourself from the pack? How do you say I am the guy? Out of those 3 guys that ran, if we're only taking 40 times as the end all be all, let's just say we're only taking 40 times. I know that's not the only criteria, but let's just say, for hypothetical speaking, there's 3 guys that ran that. Your teammate and Caden Prather from Maryland, which was no slouch. Caden Prather was no slouch. Ran a 4.46 as well, right? So I think it's an even comparison. But here's the difference. Caden Prather, 6'3.5", 204 pounds, 31-inch arms, 9.25 hand. Or do you take, imagine if I take the names off Neckbone, or do you take,
Go ahead, Coach.
I'm saying, or do you take, you heard what I said, 6'3.5", 204 pounds, or do you take 5'8", 174 with an 8 3/4 inch hand and a 30 3/8 vertical? Who do you pick up? Run the same 40 time though.
I would be more equipped to that question if I knew who the guy was. We it don't matter. I mean, we could say their names. Is that the guy from Miami?
No.
that
I'm
you're talking
saying,
about?
if you look at these numbers, and I know, like I said earlier, I said these numbers don't represent the end all be all, but we're just making this illustration here. If I could take a guy that runs the same 40, 4.46, one is 5'8", 174, 30 and 3/8 arm span, wingspan, an 8 and 3/4 inch hand from pinky to thumb. Or do you take 6'3" and a half, right? Or do you take 6'3" and a half, 204 pounds, 31 and 7/8 inch wingspan, and 9 1/4 inch fingers, thumb to pinky?
Man, I'm gonna take the big boy.
Okay.
He can do the same thing because he got the equal speed, right?
They have equal speed. So you say you're taking a big body over a 5'8" guy. I get it. This is the digital.
Yeah,
I'm just gonna call you the digital.
Certain situation with Jimmy, I might want the smaller guy. He might come off the line a little bit different than the guy that's bigger. You know, sometimes you can't go off of measurables all the time, but I mean, this is my thing with Jimmy on his receiving. I don't like to put people out there, they offense. Man, when you just throwing them screen passes and you look up and the linebacker's right there finna knock his head off and he bat the sun gun down to the ground because he don't want to get killed. That's all we get. That's a lot of the plays I've seen Jimmy get. Man, how can you really tell what type of receiver he is?
Well, again, that's why you perform at these things. And that's why when people say, oh, you don't have to do it at the combine, put on the tape. Yes, but the tape doesn't show it doesn't show. Is a coach worried about the NFL combine events? No. That's just like me. When people say, oh, coach, why he playing that? He not going to play that in college. I don't give a damn about what he playing in college. Them dudes getting $8-9 million a year. They could figure that out. I got to win ball games here, right? So it's the same concept. I don't blame college coaches for that. If that's what they feel is the best for their program, now we all may agree or disagree, then I understand that. However, that's what happens when you get limited. And like the guy was saying, bro, when you only have 5 or 6 offensive plays with the checkdowns attached to them.
That's really all they had, man. They was on that John Madden, Hail Mary, screen, old fashioned, let's just run the ball down the center's crack and
right.
The defense don't reach out and tackle them. It wasn't no misdirection, nothing. It's just basically somebody who was playing Madden on rookie and just, doing their thing. The shit wasn't even, but the players itself, I get what you're saying. When you got the chance to come out of combine and run the time and have the measurables, but at the same time, he don't got it. You just don't got it. You know what I'm saying? So with that 40 time being a full 4, shit, he in the dough. Sometimes you gotta, you know what I'm saying, as coaches, these NFL coaches, they gotta do a lot of coaching sometimes with these kids. It's not just the quarterbacks, man. The receiver, that's what they pay them the money for. You get receivers, you teach them how to be pros.
Sure.
If you got a guy that's running a 4.4, sometimes he can run a 4.3. Man, you bring that out of them. You see what I'm saying? At the little league level, they should be bringing it out of them. At the middle school level, high school level, collegiate level. But at the same time, when you got guys in there running a 4.4, you kind of see what you want. You got to bring it out of them. So I feel like he would be a solid pick just off of that.
I mean, like I tell you, 4.4, a 4.4. But here's the thing, though, and I hear you, Nate. I hear what you're saying, and I can agree with that. But we want to give these guys, or we want to give particular guys a chance because we've been following them. We want to give guys a particular chance because we're fans of them or fans of the team. But the NFL is looking for the best. It's not a popularity contest. And when I say the best, meaning the best fit. And again, I say all this to say there are guys that are doing, for example, here's a perfect example, right? Lee, that dude from Maryland, killing it. We're talking about big bodies. Well, let's take small bodies. Okay? Now, it's 32 teams. I understand that. What that dude, Dante Thornton is 6'5"? God dang.
So what do you think, Coach Hayes? Do you think he don't beat around the bush with me? You got me in the paint. I believe he should get drafted. What do you think, sir? Do you think he should get drafted?
Do I think he should get drafted? I don't know. I know that if he does get drafted, in my opinion, it'll be late.
Now, Coach Hayes, you gotta give a view of yes.
I've already said this. No, but I've already said that if he does get drafted, in my opinion, it's going to be late. He definitely gets an undrafted free agency opportunity. He would definitely get that. I think LaJohntay Wester.
Would you draft him?
Hold on. Here's what I'll say.
You had.
I'll make it even harder on me. If I had to pick LaJohntay Wester over Jimmy Horn, I'd take LaJohntay Wester.
What if I told you both of them should get drafted?
That's fine. But I'm telling you the reason I'm saying if I had to pick one, you got to remember there's a whole bunch of other people out here playing. If I had to pick one or the other, and here's why. Jimmy also, unfortunately, and this is the part I hate the worst, he has an injury problem. It's hard to be 5'8". Some people question your hands, meaning catching, and you got an injury problem. And you got an injury, like in the combine, like I say, we got people out here drafting Anthony Richardson, ain't throw a touchdown in the first 3 games of his senior year. I keep saying it, and he went 4th overall. But you're 5'8", 4'6", that's legit. People kind of tagged you with the dropsies, and you have an injury. Let me ask you this. If you were a team GM, what would be the upside to drafting Jimmy Horn? I'm just trying to keep it blood raw right here. Not trying to be negative. I'm just trying to look at it from their perspective, from the people that sit upstairs and wear suits every day. They don't wear hats and whistles. They wear suits every day. What advantage would you have, or what could Jimmy Horn bring to your program or your organization that you could say, okay, this is
if I could get the ball in his hands and he can make a couple dudes miss, he gone. Speed.
Okay.
Everything he can do with his legs, I'm gonna draft a kid like, especially when I seen Xavier Worthy. I know he could. I feel like he could his best. He could do that.
Okay,
if
that's
he
fair.
If he really get his shit right, he could be on that level.
Okay, nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. But you also have a teammate.
He gonna get faster. I mean, I don't think he's gonna get no slower.
Okay, but you have a teammate. Literally, you have a teammate who is 5'10". He's about 8 pounds lighter than you. He's 5'10", runs the same speed, probably a little more quicker than you. Can't say he's faster. He ran a 4.46. They both ran the same. I guess my question to you is, I'm going to put you in there. How do you pick? You can only pick one, because remember, it's only but so many spots. Do you take Jimmy or do you take Wester?
I'm going to take Wester, man. Over Jimmy, I'm going to take Wester. I don't know. His production was a little bit better this year.
But why was that? But why was that? Why was his production better?
I feel like hell, he even when he wasn't open, he made big catches. He made big plays. That's what mattered, big plays.
And what else? No, there's one more reason. I brought it up.
Gonna leave you wide open.
But hold on.
I think that was his problem, because the plays they was trying to get him with, okay, we could get space. But hell, they couldn't get no separation between the DBs. So when they looked for a guy who could, make the big play, shit, Wester was the guy. So I feel like as a general manager, I would draft a guy that can make plays when you wouldn't think they can make them. So I would take LaJohntay Wester over Jimmy Horn if I was a GM.
Okay, but there's another reason. Why do you think Wester made more plays than Jimmy Horn?
He didn't drop no balls. I would say that.
Nope. I just told you. What is one of the concerns I said that people have? His what?
I didn't hear that part, Coach.
I
You have to
told
run
you.
that one by me again.
No, I told you.
Oh, okay. Really, Flawed just said it. Injuries.
Injuries. Not on the football field. You're not on the football field. So if you're not on the football field, you can't produce, you can't help this team. Now, anybody and everybody can be hurt. I understand that. But sometimes there are guys, and I'll go back to a guy from University of Florida, like a Javon Curse, as athletic and as gifted as he was, he had an injury issue.
I will say this though, Coach. I was one of the kids on my team was always injured. I stayed injured when I was from little league, middle school. When I got to high school and college, I never had any injuries. Maybe it's something he just, hereditary, grow out of it. Hell, Xavier Weaver would catch a ball, get hit, Xavier Worthy catch a ball, get hit, and lay down and just lay there. Man, that man played for the Chiefs. I didn't see him get hurt one time. So it all depends, Sometimes you just got to go with it,
But did Xavier Worthy miss? Hold on, but did Xavier Worthy miss games? Was he banged up that play?
The way he was limping in that Texas and Oklahoma State game, he should have missed that game. And the way he was playing, if he wouldn't have ran the 4.2, he probably wouldn't have got drafted in the first round.
Okay, so last year he played in 14 games. The year before that, he played in 13 games. And the year before that, he played in 12 games. Xavier Worthy played in 12 games.
Man, that dude was injury prone. I don't care what y'all say in the chat. That man was getting hurt. They was using the hell out of him. I remember in them conference championship games, he couldn't do shit. But he got in there, he did his thing. But
that's from scheme now. But hold on.
Him getting hurt,
we're not talking about him. Now here's what I'm gonna say.
Players.
Hold on, but here's what I'm gonna say. I'm not talking about their athletic ability. I think Jimmy Horn's a baller, but there is a concern about dropsies. I'm not listen, I'm just calling it what it is. I'm not concerned that Jimmy Horn can catch a screen and take it 60 in the NFL. I believe he can do that, even at a 4.46. We're talking about tenths of a second here. Tenths of a second. But I think when GMs look at it, his height as well. We're talking 5'8", bro. 5'8". I did not expect Jimmy Horn to be 5'8". I thought he was at least 5'10".
Okay, we talking measurables, Coach Hayes. Put it like this.
Okay.
You might get in there with Jimmy Horn in a meeting, and you might see what type of kid he is, and off the muscle, you might want him a part of your program more than you want the other dude because he can't stop smoking dope.
True
and
story.
He don't got no respect.
100%. Yes, sir.
The measurables.
Yes,
so
sir.
It's more than to it than just dropping balls and him getting injured. Hell, the dude seemed like he an acceptable kid.
I agree.
All these people on these panels talking about, oh, well, he got, small hands, he 5'6", and all this stuff. Shit, man, the dude, good kid. Hell, he can run a 4.4. I don't know nobody. I don't know too many people that can run a 4.4.
I can tell you.
Out of all the kids that get drafted every year, you got a kid that I know pretty much everybody in this chat watch Colorado more than they watch their team. So you've been watching this kid grow. Man, let him draft the kid, man. Why you gonna hate now? You didn't tune in the whole season to watch the kid. I know I did.
Okay.
Draft it.
Yeah, but you're doing that out of emotion.
I'm not you, Coach Hayes, but I don't. All that hating stuff, man, them folks need to go sit down with because they wouldn't even.
Yeah, but stop.
They don't probably know no inside receiver besides Jimmy Horn.
Nick Bone, I hear you. And this is what I be saying. It was 16 receivers ran in the 4.4 category in that right there. 16 of all the receivers that ran the 40, 16 of them ran the 40 within the fours. They were 4.40 to 4.49. I just counted them. Here's what I'll tell you. I understand your passion and the emotion. But they not on that. They not on that bone. Come on, dog. You know this, and I know this.
Man.
And this is why. But hold on. Can I say this? This is why, Coach. Hold on. This is why, Coach. Hold on, Nebo.
But man,
This is why. Wait a minute, Nebo. This is
it was
why
so
Coach
much of a
Hayes.
business.
Wait a minute.
You tell me why some of these trolls I be seeing everywhere talking about these kids and saying they can't get drafted. Why in the hell do you not know any receiver besides Jimmy Horn? That's an inside receiver. You got to go to a website or go to a draft to see it. Why you wasn't watching them kids? Why you wasn't watching them kids when them NFL scouts was at them practice watching?
Neck Bones.
Why all of a
Neck
sudden?
Bones, stop this.
Man, I don't get that.
Stop this right now. Neck Bone, you stop this, and I mean right, and I mean right this minute. You stop it.
Hot in here, baby.
You stop it. Listen, Neck Bone, the only reason you don't know the others because they don't have well-off media. But guess what?
Man,
hold on, wait a minute.
That's not true.
That is true. Listen, Neck Bone.
That's not
the
true.
only Neck Bone. The only reason you know as much about Colorado because they have given you a window into their lives. The only reason you know. Hold on, wait a minute, Neck Bone. Let me finish.
Let me finish. TV,
Neck Bone, you stop it.
Game on Saturday morning with a cold beer. That you don't have to be on well. I don't have to
Neck Bone.
to watch football game.
No. That's not what we're talking about. We're talking about, you said, how come other people don't know that these scouts be at the practices, yada, 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 because well-off media opens a window to...
You're going to stick to that. I'm just saying that's his worth. His worth is good enough to get some of them scouts to tell them, hey, man, we're going to draft you.
I know.
Run a 4.3, running that time.
I know, but hear me.
Like
Neck Bone.
Kids do.
God damn it, Neck Bone.
But, man, stop all of this. Man, he ain't this. Man, promote it. If you're going to promote it, promote him getting drafted.
But see, that's the thing.
And who wouldn't want the kid to get drafted? His dad in the pen? Shit, he ain't got nobody but Coach Prime. Hell, everybody should be trying to see promote a man like that getting drafted.
I'm with you 1,000%. So guess what? Why don't you do this then? Why don't you write a letter to all 32 NFL GMs and get this thing started?
Nah, that ain't my my responsibility.
What? Hold up, Neck Bone. Hold up, Neck Bone. Wait a minute. Hold up, Neck Bone.
He showed what he did his part.
Hold up, Neck.
Hold
up, Neck Bone. No. You just came on here, Neck Bone, and said, y'all stop. Y'all need to start promoting. And I give you an opportunity to say, hey, why don't you write a letter to all 32? You said, oh, no, that ain't my responsibility.
That's going too deep into it. I can't get into what the man do with his time. Man, that man he played a full season of football. He went out there at the draft and ran a decent 40. Hell, I think it was a hell of a 40. 4.4 is great. Shit, man. If teams want to draft him, let them draft him. But to sit here and say, oh man, he really ain't run that fast.
No, bullcrap. I think he ran. I think he ran a great time. But here's what the problem is, Neck Bone. I'm gonna tell you this. You know why people are questioning his speed? You know why people are questioning his speed?
Man.
No, why do you think people are questioning his speed? I'm not questioning it. I told you a 4.46 is excellent. But why do you think the average fan is questioning his speed? And somebody, 4.46 ain't that fast. Matter of fact, I think Action Jackson just said it. I saw it.
Man, that's crazy.
I know, but hold on.
That's crazy.
No, but no. But you know why? You know why that? Hold on. Where's Action Jackson? I saw his comment. And he said, that's not that fast. But anyway, why do you think?
I why y'all be typing in the chat, but don't call in unless it's convenient and y'all feel like y'all getting called out. Y'all more than welcome to call in too. And don't be y'all on me. Have your own take on what you think. Because this is not a me versus.
Don't worry about the chat. Stay right here with me. Stay with Coach. Don't worry about the chat.
I'm here with you, Coach Hayes. I just thought I'd throw that out there, man.
All right. I appreciate that. I got a call on the line, 4940. Give me 1 second. Here's what I'm going to say to you. Do you know why people are and this is where Coach Hayes used to get in trouble with the fan base, and then I end up calling them cult members, and this is why I stand by this. Why do you think? I didn't say you were.
I agree with all that shit Prime doing over there. I feel like he's full of shit sometimes.
Hey, if the shoe fit,
at the same time, go ahead, Coach.
Neck Bone, hold on. If the shoe fits, wear it. If not, walk on by. So here's what I'm gonna say. Here, hold on. Let me finish my point, Neck Bone. You still haven't answered this question. Why do you think people think a 4.46 is slow for this Colorado fan base?
A 4.46 slow?
No. Why do you think people are saying, "Oh, look at it, he ain't fast"? Why do you think that?
I don't know because they hating like a mother.
No, it's because the cult members.
quick.
No, it's because the cult members will get on these channels and be like, "He finna run a 4.3. He 4.3 speed. He the fastest here. He ran a 4.3 by clock time, like we talked about. He ran to this, and guess what? When that laser come out, so when people like Coach Hayes say, "Hey guys, calm your expectation, huh? That Coach Thumb ain't as fast as that laser. Trust me, that Coach Thumb ain't clicking that thing as fast as that laser." And guess what? Now when he come out, I'm telling you, when the fans create these unobtainable expectations of foolishness, and these players and coaches and teams don't meet it, what do? They turn on the people that didn't, because when they go to the barbershop, boy, they gonna run a 4.3. Boy, they gonna run a 4.3. Blah, 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 blah. And then when they come out, man, that boy suck, man. Why? Because they don't want to admit to say, you know what? I spoke too fast. That's the problem. That's the problem. People don't want, you have haters because you create narratives that are damn near unobtainable. And then when you don't reach them, you let the haters fester. It's like haters are like a fungus. If you don't treat it, it'll grow. But because you keep adding water, moisture, and darkness, you make it grow. If y'all just shut up, no. And sometimes
they're supposed to support that narrative, though, man.
No,
a 4.46 from a 4.3 anything. Now we ain't talking about 4.3 flat. Now they're in a 4.2, 4.4 and a 4.3 ain't too far behind from each other. So if they ain't promoting that man to go out there and run a 4.3 and he ran a 4.4, man, it ain't that. You right there. Run it.
Exactly.
I salute them for
I'm with
promoting
you.
that.
I am with
But
you
to get on here
1,000%.
and say little stuff like that when it's not that far apart from each other, and the man already showed you an athlete now. What more do you want from him?
The fact that
he did it.
The fact that you have other guys. So here's where I think you're missing. And I got to move on. I got another call here, 4940. We've been rocking for a minute. I'm coming 4940.
Yes, sir.
The fact, neck bone, I get it. Take the emotion away. Take the names away.
I ain't emotional.
I didn't say you were emotional. No, wait a minute.
Saying,
but right now,
and all this, I hate him. Oh my God, he's Colorado. I don't like it. Every single day.
Action Jackson, is that you on the line? 4940.
That's
Action.
emotion.
Hold on, real quick. Action Jackson, is that you? 4940. He said no rush. But I didn't say you were emotional. But what I will say is your response to what I just said was very emotional. Fair?
What you said was very emotional.
Yeah, when I said what I said, take the emotion out of it, and you said, I'm not emotional. These haters.
That's what I said. Like, nah, man.
No, that's exactly how you
just
sound.
saying, I'd be like, dang, y'all invested y'all time into this young man, and he ran a 4.4. Y'all like, damn.
And that's my point, Nick Bone. Stop.
4.3 and a 4.4 ain't far from each other, man.
Neck Bone.
You can stick your hand out and get a 4.3 running a 4.4.
Neck bone. So hold on a second. I gotta say this. I gotta be done. That is my entire point. When the players don't meet the expectations of these people, they have to turn on them because now they look stupid because you've been out here, like you said, invested, right? Before the season. Boy, we finna do this. They player finna do that. And when they don't do it, how many people are willing to stand in the pain and say, man, I was wrong. He didn't do it. No, you know what they say? They find now the excuse to blame a shorty for not meeting their expectation. That is the problem here, Neck Bone. Jimmy Horn gonna run. Hold on, Jimmy Horn gonna run a 4.3. He fast, right? Right?
But
hold on, I'm gonna say this last piece,
those
Neck
guys
Bone.
they promoting them to do like a 4.3. I don't feel like they telling them, you know what I'm saying? Man, you gonna run a 4.6, man.
No, he's not running a 4.6.
I was even watching B. Watts a while ago. Shout out to B. Watts. Him and Steve made a good assessment on how you do an interview in business when you go in and you don't say, man, I'm just a regular dude. Man, I might run a 4.4, I might not. Man, you say what you know what I'm saying? You have confidence in what you're doing, bro. Like that's what people do when they like that. Bro.
I get that, but Jimmy Horn ain't saying this.
If you don't hit the target, you don't hit the target. But if it's your time to promote yourself and have confidence like a rich black man, a wealthy black man, man, come on, bro. Or a white man. A white man go in there and he comes. This ain't a white and black thing. If you're gonna do something, go into it with everything you got. Don't go into it half-ass thinking. Man, come on, bro.
Neckbone, I'm with you.
Ain't nobody, man,
but you're making okay. Neckbone, hold on, man.
Like, and I say this when I get off, bro.
No, you ain't got to get off. I want you to hear this.
It's these people who think like when you go into stuff, right? They feel like you should be humble yourself.
No,
bro, if you like that, you ain't gotta humble yourself. What you humbling yourself for? That's what grandpa and grandma and them used to do. We rich kings. When we say we're gonna do something, we're gonna do it.
All right.
What's the point of somebody saying halfway going into something and then you know? Come on, bro.
I only got one question. I got one question, Neckbone. I agree with that you should be confident in yourself. But the problem is Jimmy Horn never came out and said he was going to run a 4.3. It's the crazy ass cult members that said this. And when he did not meet their expectations, they now turned on him. Just like there's other programs out here that cover Colorado. When he didn't meet the 4.3 standard, they won't even talk about his 40 time. They act like he didn't even run the 40 because they won't even mention it. Because if he would have ran a 4.39, Jimmy Horn runs a 4.3, breaking news. They would have been making all type of videos. But because he didn't meet their expectations and they don't want to sound like a hater, they're not going to even mention it. It's kind of like, when you saw something bad happen, I'm not going to mention it. You don't mention it like it never happened. See, that's the problem here. When people create these expectations that's so crazy and they don't meet your standard or your expectation, you want to now turn on these players. And that's why I always said, never going to call a player trash. He may not be good. That's not trash. I'm never going to turn on the kid, right? Just like I said with Jimmy Horn, 4.46, great. That's awesome, bro, because I know what a 4.46 is. See, people think only if you're in a 4.3, you're fast because people don't know what running is. We're talking about a 10th of a second, bro, a 10th of a second. I want everybody and their mama, pull out your phone, get your stopwatch. Let's see if you can stop your stopwatch or phone at 4.46 2 times in a row. Bet you can't.
Yeah.
We're talking about tenths of a second, hundredths of a second, hundredths, TH of a second. 4.46, 4.47. Oh, he ran a 4.47. We're talking about the difference in hundredths of a second, dog. A 4.41 and a 4.46. To their eyes, it looks like it's this far apart. Literally, it's probably this far in a race. Come on, man. Y'all don't know what they don't know what they're talking about. They don't know what they're talking about. We're talking about the hundredths of a second. Think about this. He ran a 4.46, right? You take 6 hundredths off of that, and he's at a 3.39. But people ain't satisfied. Man, get that crap out of here, man. So when you get on them other shows, let them know why they ain't talking about it. Why they not congratulating him for running a 4.46. Why? Because the narrative was created that he got to run a 4.3 or better. Tell me why all the grifters out there ain't congratulating him for running a 4.46. Because it's a hellified time. It's a hellified time. But guess what? Because it don't fit the narrative, we just ain't going to talk about it. Man, tell them, man, they can kick rocks. Let me jump on here to 49-40. I think I got Action Jackson on the line, man. Much love to you, Nick.
All right, Coach.
No, before you leave.
Big dog.
No, before you leave, let the people know where they can find you. You got a channel.
Just my name on there. I don't know. I had to drop it in the chat or something like that.
All right. There it is.
All right. I'll holler at you, Coach Hayes.
Much love, dog. Shout out, Nick Bone. I had to let it know, man. I had to let him know, dog. 4.46 versus 4.47. Who wins? It's football. It ain't a race. I bet that 4.47 can tackle a 4.46. Now ask who's tackled. KMS. Now ask who's tackled. Now we talking track. That's a different story. We talking football. We talking football. Give a 4.47, a 4-yard head start, or a 3-yard head start on a 4.46 and ask who wins. Do that math. Come on. Yeah, we talking 40, but we also talking football, KMS. Come on, man. Let's keep it. Let's keep it legit. Come on now. Let's keep it legit, KMS. Talk to your boy. Did he hang over? Okay, here we go. 49-40 on the line. Caller, talk to us.
What's up, Coach? This is Action Jackson.
Action Jackson, what's up with you, baby?
What's up with it? Now, like, I love everything about what Colorado was doing.
Hold on, Action, real quick. Action, real quick. Your phone's staticky when you talk. I don't know if you got a Bluetooth or a speaker or what.
Bluetooth. How I sound now?
Now, if you can't take the Bluetooth make it real hard on these things. Sorry, man.
Okay, let me turn it off.
It's kind of like every time you say something, it's statics. He hung up. He'll call right back. No pressure. But anyway, I just want to say that. That's why I say, man, I try to steer my ship another way, but I just can't take it, dog. I just can't. People want to call people haters, but y'all create wrong things. 49-40, Jackson, talk to me.
You hear me now, Coach?
Man, 100% better. Let's rock, baby.
All right, now, Coach. All right. Now, I'm a CU bandwagon.
Okay.
Like, I was following the movement all the way from Jackson State. I love everything they doing.
Mm-hmm.
Now, it's all gonna lead up at the top we on right now. Y'all gassing up this 4.46 now. And guess what? On Well Off Leaders, he did talk about breaking the record.
Okay.
He was talking to him like not too long before that he had ran it. Junior was Deion Jr. He was talking to him and he was like, "Say less," because he was like he was going after the record. So I was looking forward to see what he was gonna run.
All right, so hold on, Action. I got to get a little context here. So you're telling me that Deion Jr., who was Bucky, was filming and they were talking
Bucky.
about it. Okay, they were talking about it. And he said what
he
now?
Asked him about the 40.
Okay.
He asked him about the 40, and he was like, so like basically like what you gonna do or whatever. He was like, he was hitting that going at the record. Because they kept on talking about Xavier word the record.
Okay.
That's what they kept saying. They mentioned it twice.
Okay.
So that got me excited about his 40 time and to check it out. So I'm saying, okay, he's gonna run 4.2 something.
Okay.
That's what was in my mind the whole time me watching him run.
Okay.
And when he ran that 4.6, I was highly disappointed.
Okay.
Like highly disappointed. I get that's a good time, but NFL, it's an okay time. And I had to, cause I remember last year was like exciting for the 40. And do you know where he'll be ranked last year?
Talk to me.
Like I looked it up.
Okay.
He will be ranked number 35.
That's kind of where he is now, I think. I don't know. Let me see here. But go ahead, finish your point.
Yeah, I'm talking about in 40 times.
Out of everybody or just receivers?
Out of everybody.
I didn't do everybody.
Out of everybody that ran last year, he will be ranked number 35 in 40 times. 20 people ran a 4.3 last year.
Mm-hmm.
Like his time was very disappointing. Like with his size, I was expecting him to run. Like I was expecting him to have one of the fastest times at the combine. Like with his size, because like I knew he wasn't that big of a guy or whatever. And then like how explosive he looked, like on kickoff returns and things of that nature or whatever. Like I thought, you know what I'm saying, like his time was gonna be great. But I believe that made his stock go down just a tad bit. Like he might be like one of those pick up undrafted guys. I don't think he's gonna get drafted. Now I think Wester, he helped himself out.
Yeah.
A whole lot, because I don't think people expected him to run that fast.
I did not. I knew he was quick, but it did show a good thing in fast. But here's the difference.
Yeah.
But here's the difference, and that's why I told you there's 3 levels to the combine. Devalue, stay the same, or add value. And that's why I said at the beginning, I believe that Jimmy Horn stayed the same, maybe lost a little bit of value, but pretty much stayed in the same category. To your point, I think LaJohntay Wester helped himself. But I think there's a couple of things that Jimmy Horn has got it going against him. Height is one thing, right? I don't think the speed is necessarily an issue because he's strong. He's strong. He moves strong, and I guarantee he still can score touchdowns with a 4.46. Like, I hear you, but he can still score touchdowns at a 4.46, right? He really can because he can, right? Here's the next thing.
But we talking about being drafted though.
Correct. But let me go back. No. I'm not mad at you. You're right. But I don't want. But I can understand your disappointment if you watched Well Off Media and you felt that he was going to be in the 3s, 4 3s. I'm saying I can. Nothing wrong with that disappointment if your expectation is here. My problem is people are thumbing their nose at a 4.46 like it's slow. We ain't talking 4.5, 4.6, which still ain't slow now. 4.5 ain't slow in regards. However, 4.46 is not slow. I don't know how to put this to people. I can understand you want a 4.43, but we talking about 0.06 of a second here, dog.
But you don't think it's slow for? Well, I know it's not slow either. Like, I played ball, I ran track. I know it's not slow either. But for that size, that's a questionable speed. Like, most guys that size, like, they run real low times. Like, most of them. And like where he was projected to run, and he wasn't nowhere near it.
What was he projected to run?
Like, and that's another thing. Like, when you see, you know how, like, when they at the combine, when they have you running against people in the pass or whatever, like they do, like the mirage thing. Like, even the guy that I think from Texas, like, his mirage light was like blowing past here, like, it was crazy. Like, it wasn't no competition.
I get it.
Like, man. I know it looked different on the field, but I'm like, man, like you went from maybe getting drafted 5th, 6th round to maybe not getting drafted.
I could agree, but I don't think his 40 time, like I said, it didn't help him. I agree with it. It did not help him, but I don't think it hurt him. I think he has other things that hurts him more than his 40 time. That's all I'm trying to say to you, Action, is that his 40 time could have helped him if he would have got in the 3s. You're 100% right. I get it. But I don't think the 4.46 hurt him. You understand? I don't think that is what dropped it. Now, if he would have come in there and ran a 4.7, that hurts him.
Yeah.
Even if he would have ran a 4.5, that hurt him.
Because I think was like, what might save him a little bit is his shuttle time, because he had the fast shuttle time.
Did he have the fastest shuttle?
Time. He had the fastest gauntlet time. The one we talking about, he dropped the ball.
Oh, I got you. Yeah, when he ran through the gauntlet.
He had the fastest gauntlet time. So, like, and he was running in a straight line, because, you know, they don't want you weaving. So he did that the best.
Good.
Or whatever. So, like, I mean, man.
Bro,
no, it just.
Speaking of the shuttle, hold on.
Wester just had a better. I think Wester just had a better combine. It just, like, I think his stock just went up.
I'm trying to see, where did he fall on the shuttle? What did he run? Now, this may have got him.
No, I meant the gauntlet.
No, I know what you mean, but I'm looking at the shuttle time. I'm trying to see what his shuttle. Let me just put his name up. I'm trying to find his shuttle time.
And on the 40, he did have the fifth fastest top speed, even though he had the top times. I think he was. They say he was tied for 10th or whatever, but he was but it's really like in 12th or whatever. So, but I mean, man, I just was a little disappointed about it. Like I said,
And that's fair. Can I tell you
everything
this,
was
Action
okay.
Jackson? Can I tell you that's a fair? Being disappointed, I understand that. But when people trying to say it's not fast, that's you understand? We're talking like 4.3s are fast, dog. It ain't that many people running 4.3s in this world. What do we got? 1.429? We're talking about 100th of a second from being a 4.3, not knocking it. And then, like my man said, oh, this is track. I mean, who wins the race? KMS. Shout out to KMS. But this ain't track. This football. The 4.33 dude can catch the 4.29 dude. Like and make a tackle, I'm saying. You know, and remember, football is not like track. It's not start, go. It's angles, it's all this kind of stuff. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
So at least I can appreciate it. I'm glad you called in and cleared that up, Action Jackson, because I was like, man, what are we talking about here? You know?
Yeah. I had to clear. That's why I called in. I was like, let me clear that up because like I said, I get it, but like I was expecting him to do so much better, man. Because like I said, he talked about like you can go find it. People think I'm capping or whatever. Like him, when him and Bucket was talking right before he ran it, he was hitting that going at the record.
And
that's why I was disappointed.
Yeah. And that's okay. He just didn't meet your expectation. But I can appreciate the fact that you say you were disappointed. I can appreciate that. But there's other people out here calling him slow.
He looked like a 4.3 on the field. He looked like a 4.3 on the field.
Yeah, till that laser hit you. That laser different, bro. See that I call it that front yard 40, where you go run the front yard from street light to street light, and your mama be measuring it off. Baby, I took 40 steps. That's the 40. Yeah, it's way different when it's measured out and that laser hits you. Way different.
But I'll give him a little bit, though. With his injury, do you think he has time? Like, cause you know, a lot of them people, they be training for that 40. So they really ain't that fast.
I don't know.
Would you
that is another issue. Well, this is what I'll tell you.
Because they were saying, like, the two Texas guys, one was, like, supposed to be faster than the other or whatever. They weren't expecting, Bonds to run a 4.3. They were expecting the other guy to run faster.
Uh-huh.
But they were saying like the technique or whatever, them training like,
yeah, and all of that makes a difference.
Just for the 40.
Right. And that's another thing, bro. All of that makes a difference. How you come out the blocks. Most of these dudes are fast. Most of them, they probably are track guys, but they maybe not be. Like, this is like a track event, dog. So they have time to train for it. But this is track events. You know, you got your hand in the dirt, you know, and you got to come out the block. Let me ask you this. When the last time you seen a wide receiver or DB put their hand in the dirt and run on the football? They don't. The defensive line.
That was the 60s, wasn't it? The 50s?
No, actually, that was in the late. That was in the 80s. Michael Irvin was doing that. Michael Irvin used to be in a 3-point stand. But
yeah, he sure was.
Yeah, but what I will say is, the only position on the football field that's using that speed from that position is the defensive line. Nobody else is in a 3-point stance coming off the line in a football game. And if you want to say the O-line, they're not running no 40. They coming off in a 3-point from leverage. So that's something they have to learn. See, people don't take all that into account. They don't take all that into account.
Yeah. Like I said, I ain't gonna beat them up. I was just a little disappointed, man.
That's fair.
Because, like I said, I expected to see something like a blazing speed because he looked so fast on the field. And like you say, it might have not killed him or whatever. But I just felt like if he would have ran that time I thought he would have ran, that would have pushed his stock up.
What do you think?
Like with the persona, the name, because at the end of the day, you still want to try to sell tickets to it. Somebody carrying the name. Like it's all kind of politics and things of why people get drafted.
Okay.
And like with him having a name where he's coming from, how the program was moving, and if he would have ran that time, like that might have did something.
No, that's fair. That's fair. I ain't mad at you, man. I appreciate you calling in, man. That was all right.
All right, Coach.
I appreciate you.
Love it.
Yeah,
Keep
man.
doing what you're doing.
I thank you, man. I appreciate you stopping by, man. We about to get up out of here. I look at that. I lied to y'all again. I said an hour, and we're on an hour and 36 minutes. So, coach is straight liar. That's what I do. I lie to y'all. And I go over the time. But no, man, I appreciate you, man. Thank you, Action Jackson.
All right, coach.
What's
Have a
up?
good one.
You too, brother. All right, man. That was a good call right there, man. I'm glad he called in. That's why I like people that call in, clear up the line a little bit. But I will say this to everybody, man. Shout out to those guys, those 4 guys that got invited. Shout out to the other guys that will go on and perform at Pro Day. And hopefully somebody gets drafted. But guess what, bro? Hell, if you become an undrafted free agent, God bless you. Like I think we take these very small chances for granted. When we're talking about the millions of kids that play high school football that have dreams across this country to go to the NFL, then the thousands of players from that million, the thousands of players that go to college. And what is it, 250? How many get drafted? 257? 257 people? How many in NFL? 250. About 250. I don't know. What's the number? 257? And then the undrafted free agencies. Just to get cut from the NFL is a blessing. I know that sounds crazy. But to make it to the NFL, to make it on the NFL roster and get cut is a blessing. Again, you can be disappointed as a player. And I know that sounds like a kind of loser's mentality. I understand. But I'm speaking to in reference to the amount of people that are doing something, and only this many people get chosen. Huge right there. I don't want people to downplay that. But that's what it is. So, come on, Juan. Why you do me like that, man? Coach Hayes, what's up with the Buffalo fans? Now they mad at players not being considered fast. It's true, Coach Hayes is a fungus. Damn, I'm a fun guy. I'm a fun guy, Juan. But anyway, I appreciate it, man. Have fun. Y'all check us out. Tomorrow on Hayes Street, we'll be in there rocking and rolling. We'll be down in New Orleans, baby, for the Mardi Gras. And right after that, we'll do Canes Talk Live. We're going to talk about the Miami Hurricanes, boy. Them boys already in spring practice. And that hurt is going down. We got to see what's going on with these Canes. My boy ready to rock and roll. We're going to see. But you know me, I'm going to keep it straight like an arrow. Let you know. Ain't no fluff. Ain't no none of that. All right? And we're going to talk about some of our guys that perform like Xavier Restrepo and Kiko Maui Noah and those other guys that performed in the combine as well. Our chest ready say, good patience. Doggone this thing fair. Hold on, computer. Good patience, coach. I appreciate it, man. Canes Talk Live. That's right. Act like you got on some skates. We're going to make it happen, man. I'm working on a new intro, too, for the 2025 season. But with all that being said, I appreciate y'all. Thank y'all so much. As always, I almost said go Canes. As always, Coach Hayes will catch you at the 50-yard line. Shout out to Buffalo, man. Colorado, do your damn thing, man. Do your damn thing. Cane juice biting. People crazy as hell. He gonna run a 4-30. He don't do it. Y'all gonna turn on the shorty. But y'all crazy.